I know y'all hoes got some extra money. You don't got that stimulus check and getting that extra 600 from the federal government and unemployment. Drop down in the description box and get some of this NutriBurst and some of this CBD. It will change your life and maybe even help you get your man back the way Issa got Lawrence. Catch these teas. Better yet, buy these teas. Oh, baby. This episode of Insecure made me want to get back with Tony and deal with his mama. Y'all want to talk about it? Here you go. Nessa, girl, after this horrible, horrendous, riot-filled weekend that we all had this weekend, it's good to know that this episode of Insecure can activate something in us that make us feel good in between our legs and in my butt. Because, honey, I'm sitting on this stool right now. I want to do a little cha-cha-cha to Lawrence Mardi Gras. This episode of Insecure got me feeling all kind of ways, like I said, in between my legs and in my butt. And I just don't know what's going on. Like, it's rare that I'm just really confused on how to move in life, because I pride myself on being a very decisive person. But I don't know if Issa should stay, if she should go, if she should run, if she should leave, if she should come back, if she should give him something he can feel, if she can ride him like a cowboy, if she should get the fuck out of Dodge, if he need to carry his ass to San Francisco, if he need to find a job locally. I don't know what the fuck going on. And believe it or not, it feels good. Bitch, I'm confused in love and it feels good. The episode opens up with something that didn't feel too good. Issa, in her true awkward black girl fashion, finds a way to face plant down to the thing. Let me tell you something. What made it even worse is when Issa fell, and not only did she fall, she stayed down now. Let me tell you one thing about it, baby. You're not finna fucking embarrass me. Heels don't fail me now. I'm not trying to hit the ground. Listen, because he don't want nobody else. If that was not a turn off, quiet as it's kept, Lawrence should have looked at her ass and been like, that's why I stopped fucking with her. Then they said, do you need a moment? She was just like, yup, and laid there. Issa, you supposed to pop up, honey. By the time people say, ooh, you were supposed to already be standing back up, looking around, dazed and confused, just like them. And if you was going to lay there when you got up, you should have ran out, okay? We would have had to start that day over, bitch, because Lawrence would have had to find me down to the nearest Chick-fil-A, honey. I would not have got up and sat down. Girl, you had pretzel crumbs all on you, and amaretto sour juice was on your jeans, and carrying on. Girl, I know you smell like dirty dishes and Hennessy the way you laid on that ground as long as you did. Girl, I'm surprised the manager didn't come over and ask you to fill out an incident report so you could sue them. Quiet as it's kept. That happened to me one time. And remind me to tell y'all that story later about when I ate that edible and fainted on that stool. They had to call the ambulance down to Joe's on Juniper in Atlanta. I don't been around the world a time or two. At any rate, so they get down and start talking, and the date get all loud or whatever the case may be. So Lawrence goes to order Issa's drink, and she was like, no, that's not what I drink. I've changed. And, you know, she don't grew up a little bit. Hence, she don't turn it up a notch. She had to come on up a little higher. So she put a little vodka in her Prosecco. You know, it's so funny. Whenever I hear girls order Prosecco, I just roll my eyes because I just feel like Prosecco is one of those things that people order because it sound good and it was like the latest craze champagne or whatever. So now bitches think they classy based when they order Prosecco. Girl, if you don't get you a Long Island, okay? Girl, all the Long Island girls be trying to drink Prosecco. Girl, who taught you that? Girl, you with the one little piece of brunch, knowing damn well your ass used to drinking Corbel, talking about you want a Prosecco. And I'm Britney Spears. That shit was funny though. I liked the foreshadowing though with the whole I've changed. That ain't what I used to do, type of thing. I felt that going somewhere. So anyway, it gets real loud. They decide they want to get on up out of the place. They should have been got out of the place when Issa fell on her face. And they gets in the Uber. Keeping with this whole thread of change, then this black Cadillac, Uber Black, Lyft Black pull up, or whatever the case may be, and they get in the car. Now, is it me? Oh, if it wasn't for the fact that I sung at Wallona's funeral, I would have thought Wallona was the driver of that car. Now, that would have been fitting. God rest in peace, Janet Dubois. Rest in peace, Cab Calloway's daughter. That's a whole other video. I thought that was Wallona. The lady that was driving definitely had the spirit of Wallona driving that damn car. And when she was trying to talk to them, and Issa was saying she was from Alaska, and then Lawrence revealed that he had got a ring. Girl, I had got activated in between my legs and in my butt once again, because I was like, hold on, nigga. Is he telling the truth, nigga? Is he just janking me around, nigga? He had done bought the ring. I don't know if they had showed us that in a previous season or not. I can't remember. Y'all know my mind bad. But anyway, Wallona had done shine the light on him and told her, propose to her now, nigga. I know that's right. So they get down to the Spanish restaurant, to the Latin restaurant. And Lawrence is sitting down looking at the menu. And Issa's still pressing him about, you know, what it is that you want to talk to me about. Now, is it me, or I thought, my thoughts of that was Lawrence was gonna tell Issa the true reason why Condola ain't show up to her thing and was not answering her calls. And I honestly thought Lawrence had them did some fuck shit and had sullied Issa's name or soiled her name to Condola. That's kind of where I thought Lawrence was going with the whole thing. But at any rate, they sit down at the table. Lawrence looking all confused, indecisive about what he wants. Issa said, I got this. And Issa ordered up, you know, all the food or whatever the case may be. She was like, shit, nigga, you looking good. You looking like you got a little piece of job or whatever. You look like you got your COVID-19 check, bitch, and your stimulus, bitch. Because, you know, y'all hoes out there living good on that extra 600, bitch. That state unemployment, whatever respective state you in, plus that extra 600 and a 1,200 stimulus. Oh, y'all girls out there eating good. Issa say, bitch, I'm finna eat up all this COVID money. Nevertheless, she places the order, and Lawrence is like, looking at it like, that is impressive. And Lawrence do look like a steak and potatoes type of nigga like me. You know, I'm slowly getting out of that. So that's why Issa was able to order some fish, some rotisserie chicken, a herb roasted chicken. Lord, I'm giving Houston's menu. Houston's is ingrained in my head. Whatever the fuck she ordered, he ate it. And so she said, listen, you know, what is it that you wanted to talk to me about? And so Lawrence goes down this whole, you know, basically what could have been, why Daniel, all this type of stuff. And the beautiful thing about this conversation was that both of them needed a certain level of closure from one another. Now let's pause and take a moment here. I'm not one of those people that thinks just because somebody cheated that all is lost. You have to assess the situation in totality and just look at all the moving pieces. Now, if we was just doing good and this bitch was just out here fool our line for the hell of it, then yeah, you got a problem. But in Issa and Lawrence's situation, there were some emotional and psychological stressors that was the perfect storm for what it is Issa did. Not excusing it, not condoning it, but it happens. Half of y'all sitting here watching my video while your significant other out cheating on you with Condola and Rhonda, Teresa and Vonda, and everybody else quiet as it's kept. So don't sit here looking at me in judgment like, oh, whatever, or you've been to Issa. Listen, we all done cheated before. Yeah, some of y'all just do it more than others. Child, I had a whole nigga in my house and my nigga found out. Remind me to tell y'all about that video. That's a whole nother video, okay? Only thing is his ass was the one that left insecure, not me, okay? You got to feed me and you got to pay the bills. And it can't be two of us and shit right here getting cut off. Of course I'm a cheat. See, now I don't fuck around and got traumatized again thinking about some shit I did 9 years ago. Focus, Clinton. Nevertheless, they start talking, and when the room got quiet and they were just going back, that was just cinematic genius. It was as if the whole world came to a standstill just for those two to talk, and a lot of footing was gained in those conversations that they were having about why and how Lawrence went into, I was depressed, and watching you go to work every day reminded me of how I had nothing to do and nowhere to go. And in short, he felt like less of a man. And Issa was like, well, damn, if only you had told me that, then maybe I would have, moved differently. Why didn't you tell me? And it was like, I couldn't tell you, and I wanted to go home to my mom and them, but that would have made me feel even worse. And when Issa revealed that sometimes she would just drive around because she didn't want to come home, that shit hit me. It pierced my soul with a knife, because I think that was the first time that Lawrence understood the severity of what it is she was going through. See, a lot of times people think, oh, just because they're not cheating, and they come home at night, that the other significant other should be all right, and that the household was happy. Yeah, y'all had a house, but y'all did not have a home. That lady said she didn't even want to come there. How many of y'all sitting in relationships now you don't even want to come home? You get off work. You find errands to do. Shit that could honestly wait till the weekend. But you find shit to do. You go ride Chick-fil-A. Then one kid say they want Burger King, so you drive across town to go to Burger King. You go to 2 fast food restaurants in one night. You volunteer to pick up the dry cleaner. Then you know what, you said you need a little bit of milk, although you got enough to last you till the next time you go grocery shopping. You said you're going to stop by the store and get you some milk. Then you said, you know what, I'm out of hair gel. Let me stop over here by Sally Beauty Supply and see what the fuck they got going on. Then girl, Mattress Giant, I just heard a commercial on the radio say Mattress Giant got a sale. I don't about want to sleep in the same bed with the motherfucker no way, so let me go price a mattress even though I ain't got no place to put it. Then on your way home from Mattress Giant, you see a house having an open house, girl. You say you might be moving, you might be staying, but either way you want to know what's the amenities in the newest house, because you might upgrade your house when you upgrade your nickel. Then on your way home, you see an old lady sitting under a tree because her car broke down, and she said to me, can you give me a jump? Then you sit there and wait with the lady, you realize you ain't got no jumper cable, but you got a piece of man at home. So you call your piece of man to meet you halfway up the street to come get an old lady under the tree and jump. Then that man ain't ate by this time, he hungry, the kids done ate, you say you don't feel like cooking, so you say you drive out and go get them something to eat just to keep from going home. I know some of y'all in that situation. That's why you sat here for 5 minutes through this long ass story I just concocted about how the fuck you don't want to go home. Go ahead and wipe your tears so we can get the rest of this review, because I know you're crying. I don't hit some of y'all ass down to the soul. Watch my subscriber count drop by 20,000, because there's going to be some at-home man-holes with me, because I don't told all your business, bitch. Nevertheless, don't get mad at me because you're in a fucked up situation. Leave! Leave his ass! Nevertheless, Issa gets up and goes to the restroom because the conversation gets real thick. Lawrence looks down at his phone. It's Condola. And she talking about what you doing. And he was like, I'm busy. I'll hit you up later on tonight. So here I go. Where it is, I was feeling all bubbly inside and loving up on Lawrence. I'm like, here he go with the bullshit. Because what the fuck he was supposed to do was ignore that shit. You ain't even been going with her long enough for you to be confused and conflicted in your soul about what the fuck going on. Okay. Ignore now. You better fuck up a good thing again. So anyway, they get ready to leave the restaurant, and TSA base show up. What was he saying? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, whatever the fuck he was saying with that old safari bullshit. I was like, Lord, this is too funny. And he was sitting there with light-skinned Keisha, body double. And let me tell you something. This nigga is the definition of just awkward, poor timing, don't know what to say out his mouth. And Lawrence was eating that shit up. Lawrence knew from the way Issa's body language was in relation to that damn boy that they had fool la la. And they get to talking. Lawrence introduces him. So he's like, so how do y'all know each other? And Buddy was like, oh, we used to get it in, damn, in front of your jump off and your date. Like serious, Issa was looking all kinds of uncomfortable, and that scene was all kinds of funny, and Lawrence was all kinds of an asshole for egging that shit on. And he broke my heart when Issa said she wanted to go to Art Walk, and he was like, all right, well, tell me how it is, and he walked off. I was like, Damn, that's cold. Damn, he's an asshole. Damn, Condola must got some good kitty box. But the shit must not be that good because the nigga turned around. Yes, God, Lawrence, you better turn around and turn that frown into a smile on Issa's face. They go to Art Walk, and it was just pure, you know, pretty woman, just fairy tale love story on the big screen, magic. And I love that they was walking through the clouds, playing a little game. They played the Born Identity Storm, Identity Dorm, Identity Porn, Identity. No, not knowing that they were gonna have a little porn identity later on that night. Yes, God, for the foreshadowing. Porn identity. You better roll your kiki on that PP, Miss Issa. And they have a very good time. They continue talking. And it feels great. I loved when Issa began talking about her future ambition, and Lawrence was like, I like this Issa. And yeah, this Issa is a long way from the girl that was at We Got You, all tore up, messed up. And it's so funny because any of us who have had career unhappiness or have had to find our footing career-wise, we know what that's like to just be floating in a bubble of bills and you just living aimlessly throughout the world because you need to pay your bills. Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Bum, 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 bum. That's a little Badu. So anyway, they get back home. They decide to call a joint Uber. Now I just knew when they got in that joint Uber and she found out he lived around the corner that one of them was going to try to go back to the other person's house. So they get to Lawrence's house and, you know, they start playing the cat and mouse game. Do we say goodbye? Is it last kiss? Lawrence invited her in. I knew at the moment she went in, they was going to get it in or Condola was going to show up, which would have actually been great too. Having Issa been leaving, Condola would have been pulling up. So Issa goes in, looks around, the lift is waiting. She decides to go to the bathroom. Now everybody know, I don't give a good goddamn what nobody say. Everybody know Issa went in that bathroom to freshen up that puss, okay? She had done ate good. She had been peeing all night. She had done walked on it all night at Art Wars. Issa had some of those Summer's Eve's feminine wipes in her bag, and she went in that bathroom to freshen up that puss because she said she finna get this and something she could feel. Lawrence ass couldn't even wait. And that was the thing that got me about the Condola shit, right? Like, Lawrence, the girl didn't say she had the boo-boo. She said she had to pee. It only take 30 seconds to pee and get up and wash your hands. You couldn't wait till the girl got back in the Uber to call Condola back. You stepped outside. That was awkward as fuck. And so when Lawrence comes back in, Issa's on the other side of the door and she hears it. And see, what I hate about the Issa Lawrence Condola situation is that it creates this atmosphere of cattiness between two black women, right? Now Condola and Issa legitimately got a reason to not like one another at this point because of this kind of fuckery. And this is how black women, or women period, end up in this bullshit. And because Lawrence did that, I really did want Issa to like swallow her pride, put it in her pocketbook, and walk out the damn door. On the flip side of things, Issa pulled one of my moves when she turned around and said, what if I wanted to stay? Like, that's who I am in relationships and in friendships when it comes to my emotions. I'm too grown for the cat and mouse. I'm too grown for the guessing games. I'm too grown for the let me drop some breadcrumbs and a hint and hope that this motherfucker follows. I'm very like, what if I wanted to stay with it? And I did my lift like this. That's the only thing she didn't do, her lift like, oh, come on, girls. Yes, we see you. That's the only thing that I would have shoot. Shoe fly don't bother me. Shoe fly don't bother me. Shoe fly don't bother me. I'm in love with somebody else. That lift would have had to go. But Lawrence wanted her to stay. And of course, they got it in an Issa and Lawrence fashion. That was a very beautiful love scene, or whatever the case may be. And then they wake up and things are all awkward. I feel like they were more awkward on Issa's behalf than they were Lawrence's, but there was a strange sense of awkward satisfaction, right? I feel like Lawrence in that moment was on some, you know, let's cook breakfast and spend the rest of the day together, let's make it last forever. And I really feel like Issa gained just a level of closure. I really feel like at this point, Issa could go either way with it. she could go either way. I think that there were some truths that Lawrence told that set Issa free, made her feel less guilty about what it is she did, because she had been carrying some guilt. That also helped her feel justified in feeling what it was she was feeling. And I think the night was so beautiful, and just knowing that Lawrence still cares for her deeply enough for her to be able to move him to chorus and allow her to stay. I feel like at this point, Issa could go either way. I also think that they have laid the foundation for them to be able to build a new relationship with new rules. So what do y'all think? Do y'all... Oh, shut up, Siri girl. So what are y'all thoughts? Do y'all want to see Issa and Lawrence together? To be honest with you, for me, not off rip. I think that'd be just too easy. I think it would just be too easy and too perfect that bam, tomorrow they just back together, moving in and finna sail out into the sunset. Knowing Insecure, Lawrence is going to get the job in San Fran. Him and Issa gonna start communicating over the phone, being all in love. Lawrence gonna meet a girl out there. Issa gonna meet a guy out here. And my spirit tells me that they're both gonna start dating other people. And now that they've become the perfect people for each other, there are other factors in life that's gonna keep them from being able to be together for a short while. But we shall see. Y'all want Issa and Lawrence together? Drop that in the comments and let's talk about it. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm finna run the Home Goods and see what the fuck they got, because they say the trucks have been coming to Home Goods dropping off all the shit since they have been closed since COVID. And I'll call y'all back later on tonight. Bad.